Good morning, friends. Today we will go through the non-aqueous titration. The chapter is from the Pharmaceutical Inorganic Chemistry, Pharm D first year. So in this chapter we will see the what is meaning by of the non-aqueous titration, then the different types of the solvents, and the principle of the non-aqueous titration. So we'll go towards the exactly meaning of the non-aqueous titration. This type of titration in which the analyte substances is dissolved in a solvent which does not contain the water. See, the name of indicates that non-aqueous. Non-aqueous means aqueous is the water, non is no water. Okay, so other than water solvents is included in this chapter, so we can tell this non-aqueous titration. Then next, what is the question? See, what is the principle of the non-aqueous titration? Non-aqueous titration principle is similar to that the acid-base titration. See, as in acid-base titration, you can tell the acid donates the proton, and if acid donates the proton, then again the base is accepted the proton. This is a simple principle of non-aqueous titration. Various solvents, there are four types of solvents we are using in a non-aqueous titration, like protogenic solvent, protophilic solvent, aprotic solvent, and last is the amphiprotic solvents, which are mostly used in the non-aqueous टाइट्रेशन. ये सिंपल है, ये ध्यान रखना है. सिंपल आपको चार सॉल्वेंट कौन कौन से है सिंपल ध्यान रखना है, ज़्यादा ये नहीं करना है. सिंपल प्रोटोजेनिक सॉल्वेंट, फोटोफिलिक, अप्रोटिक एंड एम्फीप्रोटिक सॉल्वेंट्स वी आर यूजिंग फॉर द नॉन एक्वस टाइट्रेशन. अभी नॉन एक्वस टाइट्रेशन हमें तो पता चला नॉन एक्वस टाइट्रेशन क्या है, लेकिन हमें पता होना चाहिए कि सॉल्वेंट क्या रहता है, एसिडिमेट्रिक टाइट्रेशन क्या रहता है, अल्कलीमेट्रिक क्या रहता है. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल विल गो टुवर्ड्स द सॉल्वेंट. इट इज़ अ सब्सटेंस that dissolve a solute. ओके, ऐसा एक सब्सटेंस रहता है उसमें सोल्यूट डिजॉल्व होता है, दैट रिजल्टिंग इन अ सोल्यूशन और इज कॉल्ड एज सॉल्वेंट. अब एग्जांपल सॉल्वेंट के बहुत सारे एग्जांपल्स है, ACN है, मिथेनॉल है, इथेनॉल है. ओके, दीज आर द डिफरेंट सॉल्वेंट्स. सो दिस इज द डेफिनेशन ऑफ सॉल्वेंट, मीन्स सब्सटेंस दैट डिजॉल्व इन अ सोल्यूट resulting in the solution is called as solvent. Acidimetric titration. Acidimetric means alkaline, that is basic substances is titrated with the standard acid. Okay, basic substance titrated with the acid is called as acidimetric, and alkalimetric acid substance is titrated with the base is called as alkalimetric. Simple definition है, आपको ये ध्यान में रखना है. ठीक है, next is a exactly we will see now the non-aqueous titration are those titration in which weakly acidic or basic substance are carried out using non-aqueous solvent as to get the sharp end point. Okay, either it is weakly acid or weakly base, we can carry it out in a titration in a non-aqueous solvent is called as non-aqueous titration. In this titration of substance dissolved in a solvent other than the waters only. Okay, so this is called as non-aqueous titration. Mainly organic compounds are poorly water soluble or very weakly reactive in water are titrated by the non-aqueous titrations. So this is the exact meaning of non-aqueous titration, we can tell. Next we will go towards the exact meaning of the solvent. The solvent used in a non-aqueous titration plays an important role. देखो, जहाँ अभी हम सॉल्वेंट्स देखने वाले हैं, ठीक है, अदर दैन द वाटर, उनका ही इसमें इम्पोर्टेंस ज़्यादा है, ये ध्यान रखो सिर्फ. ओके, जनरली द सॉल्वेंट शुड बी नॉन टॉक्सिक फॉर इट्स वाइड यूज इन द एनालिसिस. इट शुड बी लिक्विड एट द टाइम ऑफ एनालिसिस. टॉक्सिक नॉन टॉक्सिक होना चाहिए, widely used होना चाहिए, and it should be a liquid at the time of analysis. This is the requirement of the solvents which are using in non-aqueous titrations. The organic solvents are used in non-aqueous titration depends on their properties, such as capability of the self dissociation, dielectric constant, and acid-base characters of the solvent. These three different properties they must have during the non-aqueous titration. Next, हमने अभी देखा था जब प्रिंसिपल में वी आर यूजिंग द 4 different solvents type, non-aqueous solvents type. So this is 4 types of classification of non-aqueous solvents. First is a protogenic, second is a protophilic, third is a amphiprotic, and fourth is a protic solvent. अभी इसका ना अपन डिटेल देखेंगे क्या एग्जैक्टली मीनिंग ऑफ दिस एंड द एग्जांपल्स आल्सो. सो फर्स्ट इज द प्रोटोजेनिक सॉल्वेंट. अभी प्रोटोजेनिक देखो, सिंपल ट्रिक्स ध्यान रखो वहाँ पे. प्रोटोजेनिक मीन्स क्या रहता है? एसिडिक इन नेचर एंड डोनेट इज अ प्रोटोन. सी सिंपल. प्रोटोजेनिक एसिडिक रहता है एंड डोनेट क्या करता है? प्रोटोन. एग्जाम्पल सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड, देन फॉर्मिक एसिड, प्रोपेनिक एसिड, एसिडिक एनहाइड्राइड. These are the simple examples in a protogenic solvent, and they have the dielectric constant and ionized because their strength and ability to donate the proton. Due to the वो donate कर सकते हैं proton, इसलिए क्या बोल सकते हैं हम उनको? dielectric constant and ionized. Okay, that is the property of that. These are sulfuric acid, formic acid and propanic acid. सो कैसे देखा हमने? प्रोटोजेनिक बोले तो क्या? इट्स एसिडिक इन नेचर एंड डोनेट्स प्रोटॉन. ओके, ये ध्यान रखो. नेक्स्ट इज द प्रोटोफिलिक सॉल्वेंट. अभी प्रोटोफिलिक क्या है? बेसिक इन नेचर रहता है प्रोटोफिलिक. इट्स अ बेसिक इन नेचर एंड रिएक्ट्स विद द एसिड टू फॉर्म द सॉल्वेटेड प्रोटॉन. सी, एसिड प्लस बेसिक सॉल्वेंट is equal to solvated protons and conjugated base of an acid. Hb, it's an acid reacted with the basic solvent, that is a solution. It will give the solvated protons and the conjugated base of acid. See, this is the acid and basic solvents, and it will give the solvated proton and conjugated base of the acid. This is a weakly basic solvent and has a less tendency than the strongly basic one to the accept the proton. See, this is the property of the protophilic solvent. So next we will go towards the again the some points related to the protophilic solvent. Weakly basic solvent. It is a weakly basic and has less tendency than the strongly basic one to accept the proton. It is the weakly basic property is there. Then similarly, weak acid has a less tendency to donate the proton than the strong acid. देखो उसके नाम में ही लिखा है, स्ट्रॉन्ग एसिड है तो हाईली डोनेट रहेगा, वीकली है तो कम डोनेट रहेगा. एग्जाम्पल क्या क्या है प्रोटोफिलिक सॉल्वेंट के? एसीटोन, पायरिडीन, लिक्विड अमोनिया एक्सेट्रा. ओके, एक सिंपल आप कर सकते हो इसमें. अब हमें ध्यान रखना है, सपोज 4 सॉल्वेंट, एक टेबल बनाओ, प्रोटोजेनिक, प्रोटोफिलिक और प्रोटिक. ओके, उनके चार्ट के चार्ट बनाओ. उसमें उसका प्रॉपर्टी पहले तो मीनिंग लिखो उसका, बाद में उसकी प्रॉपर्टीज लिखो एंड एग्जांपल. सिंपल ऐसा एक जस्ट सिंपल एक पेज पे ना पूरा हो जाएगा. और देखो उसको, ठीक है, डेली एक उस पर नज़र डालेंगे तो इजीली अंडरस्टैंड हो सकता है. So next is the amphiprotic solvent. Amphiprotic solvents have both amphi बोला है यहाँ पे, मीन्स दोनों ड्यूअल नेचर है. जैसे कि हमारे एग्जांपल हमने देखा टॉर्टॉइज है, ओके, देन अपना मगर है, स्नेक्स है. ये कहाँ फ्रॉग है, ये कैसे पानी में भी रह सकते हैं और जमीन पे भी रह सकते हैं. ओके, सो like that, amphiprotic solvents have both the protophilic and the protogenic property. Examples are the acetic acid and alcohol. Example, acetic acid भी है and alcohol भी है. They are dissociated to a slightly extent, and the dissociation of acetic acid. See the example. See the example is that acetic acid, which is frequently used as a solvent, and the titration of the basic substances is shown in the equation below. This is the equation. Acetic acid is there, then it will gives to the H plus, that is proton, and the basic the substances. This equation shows that. Okay, this is the both dual nature, that is it can show the protophilic also and protogenic also. Next is the aprotic solvent. Aprotic solvents are the neutral, they are neutral. Okay, aprotic, क्या बोलते हो, मैं प्रोटोजेनिक भी नहीं हूँ और मैं प्रोटोफिलिक भी नहीं हूँ, आई एम द न्यूट्रल is called as aprotic solvents and chemically inert substances such as benzene and chloroform. Simple example है benzene and chloroform is a aprotic solvent. They have low dielectric constant, do not react with either acids or base, therefore do not favor the ionization. Okay, किसी के भी पार्टी में नहीं है वो, ठीक है, प्रोटोजेनिक भी नहीं है और प्रोटोफिलिक भी नहीं है, वो न्यूट्रल है. दिस टाइप ऑफ सॉल्वेंट नाइदर एक्सेप्ट और डोनेट द प्रोटॉन. ठीक, ओके, कुछ भी नहीं करते हो, एक्सेप्ट भी नहीं करते हो, डोनेट भी नहीं, मुझे कुछ नहीं करना है. एग्जाम्पल इज द बेंजीन, डाइऑक्साइड, chlorobenzene, chloroform, ethyl acetate, carbon tetrachloride, etc. So these are the four different solvents we covered in non-aqueous solvents. Okay, पहला कौन सा था, प्रोटोजेनिक, प्रोटोफिलिक, then which one, amphiprotic, and last is the aprotic solvent. So these are the different solvents we are using in a non-aqueous titration. So in exam में भी ऐसा आ सकता है, write down the classification of the non-aqueous titration solvents. Okay, उस टाइम पे हमें इसका प्रॉपर्टीज लिखना है, उसका एग्जाम्पल्स लिखना है और उसका मीनिंग लिखना है. So we can cover that. Next है determination of the endpoint. How to determine the endpoints? Generally we are using in non-aqueous titrations indicator method एक है, potentiometry है. So we'll see the indicator method. Indicator, the majority of the non-aqueous titration is carried out using the fairly limited range of indicators. Okay, indicator use करके ही हम उसका determination करते हैं. Here are some typical examples of indicators, that is crystal violet. Crystal violet is one indicator we are using. This used a 0.5% of weight by volume solution in a glacial ethanolic acid. Its color changes is from the violet through the blue. Indicator का एक ही काम रहता है, that is to get the end point by changing the colors. Followed by the green, then greenish yellow in a reaction in which the bases such as pyridine are titrated with the sulfuric acid. First, this is the first indicator. Then second is the methyl red. See, the methyl red used as a 0.2% weight by volume solution in a dioxide with the yellow to red color changes. Okay, this is the we are used for the changes. Next is the principle. Sodium benzoate has antibacterial. Sodium benzoate has antibacterial and antifungal. So antifungal properties. It is used as a preservative in a pharmaceutical formulation. Sodium benzoate is a salt derived from the weak acid and a strong base, so its aqueous solution is alkaline. Therefore, solution containing sodium benzoate is acid using a standard and bitohydrochloric acid solution in a non-aqueous solvent. See, this is the determination. Under the determination, the principle of sodium benzoate to determine the sodium benzoate endpoints. This is the structure of the sodium benzoate. See, this is the structure of sodium benzoate. Sodium molecule is there. Then it reacts with the hydrochloric acid solutions. Standardly gives the benzoic acid. Okay. Then exactly you need to understand the procedure for that, how to conduct this titration. Wash the burette. Okay, we need that for titration burette, distilled water with the water, then rinse with the little solution of the titan, that is HCl. rinse करना है क्योंकि जो भी कुछ रहता है वो निकल जाएगा उसमें से. Fill the burette with the M/2 HCl to level up to the level of marking. Then pipette out the 10 ml of pipette out 10 ml of the unknown sodium benzoate solution in a clean and conical flask. Then add 25 ml of distilled water, 15 ml of ether, and 3 to 5 drops of bromophenol blue as an indicator. Start the titration by adding the HCl dropwise with the shaking the aqueous ethereal layer until the green color persists in an aqueous layer. That is the end point. Green color is the end point of the titration. Note down the burette reading or record the volume of HCl as used. See, this is the titration images. We have taken this is the sample of burette. Then in a conical flask, we have taken that sodium benzoate solution, water, ether, bromate, bromophenol blue, that is indicator. Okay, first of all, start points. We will get the violet, blue as a color changes. Then at the end points, it's a bluish green color we are observed. Okay, this is the observations. Next is the calculation. As a factor, each ml of hydrochloric acid is equivalent to the 0.07 to 0.5 gram of sodium benzoate. This is the formula for the calculation. Percentage purity of the sodium benzoate is equal to, this is the formula we can use, and last is the percentage purity of the given sample of sodium benzoate was found to be. Okay, this is the simple calculations we are given for non-aqueous titrations for the different substance. Next is the estimation of ephedrine HCl. Ephedrine HCl, that is phenolphthalein forms Pharmaceutica, pseudoephedrine in an isomers. It's neither, see यहाँ पे भी हम कैसे देखते हैं, these are the information of the ephedrine. It has been used for asthma, heart failure, etc, etc. So procedure same, weight accurately of 500 mg of ephedrine hydrochloride dissolved in 25 ml glacial acetic acid in 10 ml mercuric acetate solutions. Mix and titrate the content of acetous furfuric acid using a solution of crystal violet as indicator until the color changes from the blue to green. यहाँ पे भी देखो, यहाँ से blue से हमें green changes मिलेगा at the time of end point. Repeat the titration. See there again we have to formula for calculating of the percentage purity of the ephedrine HCl. This is the formula for that. We can refer this. You can write down this formula also for the calculation of the titration of this percentage purity. The percentage purity of the given sample is ephedrine HCl was found at. Okay, so these are the examples of the titrations in non-aqueous titration, and there are different types of the solvents. We are seeing then what exactly meaning of the non-aqueous titrations. Okay, so we have completed this topic for non-aqueous titration. Again, if you have any questions, you can ask me in comment box, and if you're not subscribed till now, you please subscribe my YouTube channel and like and share the video. Okay, thank you so much for attending the session. Thank you so much.